Oh, well, jackpot.
But the perfect someone isn't always who they appear to be.
He was just possessed.
Sometimes the perfect date turns into much more than you bargained for.
I dated a nice guy. He had a romantic heartthrob, body doctor, bad boy, cheater, creep, jerk, liar. I dated a psycho.
This is not going to be one of them.
It's the end of a steamy and sweltering summer on the shores of St. Petersburg Beach, Florida. When it gets this hot in St. Pete, anything goes. Candy Williams feels a million miles away from her old life in Kansas. And even though it's 98 degrees in the shade, to this Midwestern girl, St. Pete is heaven on earth.
I always had a dream of living by the beach. I love the water. I love the warm climate, the seagulls, the dolphins.
So I like watching stories like this, and I can tell you a lot of these things happen in the middle of the damn map. Kansas, Ohio.
How you
For
know?
some reason. This is my opinion.
You know, it's like it's living in paradise.
You trying to say something else?
The 30-something beach bunny soaks in the last few dreamy days of the season before snapping back to her real life as a school teacher.
I noticed that there is a guy, and he was kind of checking me out. And, you know, so I looked, and...
No, he doesn't look creepy at all, right? You know, he's sitting on the beach and this guy's looking at you.
He was pretty cute. He piqued my interest.
As the two flirt with their eyes, clouds appear on the horizon.
Should have been a sign right there.
I sat down.
As soon as you saw
And
him,
next
it's
thing
storm.
I know, I look over, and the same guy had came in and sat next to me.
Joe.
The cute
Name
boy
had
with
to be
gray
Joe.
abs and a
Why
nice
everybody
smile
named Joe, man? What they trying to tell me?
introduces himself
They
as
trying to tell me something? Because all the crazy people named Joe. The
A
crackhead
lot
name
of
is
them
Joe.
been named, yeah.
The psycho name is Joe.
Joe Collier.
A toast. To Florida.
It's a coincidence, but he's also a transplanted Midwesterner.
We seemed to have a lot in common. He seemed to have his act together. He was good looking, which was a bonus.
Candy thinks Joe's a great catch.
So he's sitting on the beach by himself.
Candy's one of those people that's very...
People sit on the beach by themselves. That don't make them crazy.
If you're from there, okay, but if you, I don't know.
If he
You sit
visited
on
and
the
she
beach by
was sitting
yourself.
by herself too.
She crazy for fucking with a crazy person.
Well, I guess they attract each other because they're the same. Okay.
trusting. He's very foxy, make no mistake. And he was a very smooth talker.
So when he asks for her phone number, Candy doesn't hesitate.
We should hang out.
Sounds good. A few hours later, the phone rings and it's him. So he didn't waste any
I
time.
need that. That's why I forgot to.
Joe
look at
asks Candy to dinner.
how long it was going to last.
She says yes. After all, what does she have to lose?
Very charming.
Oh yeah, we need to sign it.
Cheers.
Joe begins to open up about how he'd been trapped in a loveless marriage for years.
Tell
At
me
first
about
I
it,
was
Joe.
a little worried, you know, hasn't been divorced very long.
But Candy is moved by the emotion Joe shows when he describes how much he misses his son. Like Candy, Joe is looking for that special someone, a best friend to share his life with.
I start to learn more about him. He's starting to sound very appealing to me. At the end of the night, I felt I could see this really going somewhere.
I had a good time.
Candy is completely smitten with Joe.
Would you like to come in for a cup of coffee?
Sure, that sounds great.
Now, who all knew this was about to happen? A cup of coffee, really?
Trying not to get caught up in the moment, Candy decides she wants to slow things down.
This is going too fast.
Joe understands and acts like a perfect gentleman.
It was magical. It was very romantic. We fell asleep in each other's arms. It was amazing.
Joe doesn't waste any time.
Hi.
Almost immediately, he starts spoiling Candy.
How are you?
He showers her with extravagant gifts.
Joe really liked to give me what I wanted, and I liked that. I mean, what girl wouldn't?
This guy is a regular Casanova. In fact, she thinks that Joe just might be her perfect man.
He was extremely attentive to her needs, very doting. It was perfection in a man.
Kathy finally meets her best friend's new man face to face. There's something about Joe that isn't quite right.
Joe looked like an inmate. I'm sorry. He looks like an inmate.
I did have an uneasy feeling. He almost seemed too good to be true, but I'm a very overprotective person, so I kind of just wrote that off.
3 months in, Candy is love struck. Then Joe tells her he is having a hard time keeping up with his
Put that
feelings.
damn stepper right in the damn between the couches. Just left it there. You
It's
didn't even
Candy
freaking
who
use it.
suggests moving in together.
My bad.
And you know, we're talking
At this
about
point, I was
Oh,
pretty much head over
that's your
heels
partner,
in
Graham.
love with them. So
You
I
turn
thought,
it
why
on?
not? What do we got
Yeah,
to
he
lose?
got to go.
Candy and Joe share the kind of intimacy she has always fantasized about. Even if Joe is at times a bit too intimate.
Hey.
Joe would sometimes
So he
like
likes
to
to record
surprise me
videos.
in the shower.
No, he took us.
So he likes to
Her
record videos.
shower.
What's the big idea?
Babe, without her knowing? So it's okay for him to come up in there and take
Not
a
okay
picture
at
of
all.
her.
Not okay at
The
all.
camera.
Hey, you take great photos.
Stop it.
Come on.
It's not me.
Look how good these pictures are. Look at these.
And I'm normally like a really private person when it comes to that. But it was Joe.
See, that's what
I
she messed
completely
up at. She
trusted
should have
him.
bop bop slapped the shit out of her. Erase it now.
Joe and I were doing great. I mean, I couldn't have been happier.
Joe, I'm home.
But I came home from work one day and my whole world was turned upside down.
Candy comes home to find Joe and all of his stuff gone.
I mean, no warning, no signs, everything was gone, and there was a note saying that he
Sound
was
about
sorry that he just couldn't do it. He had to go back to Indiana to see his son.
Joe's shocking handwritten note isn't the only
Look.
surprise.
Oh yeah. What the heck? What's it say?
I'm sorry.
He had just come
I'm sorry, all of you. You should be saying your blessings right now. Thank goodness this guy's got it
home
going.
and decided to pack all of his stuff and took the time
thought
to
that was
put these
sweet.
post-it notes everywhere, all over the house. He did it in a sneaky way while she was at work. Didn't have the courtesy to even call her, text her, nothing.
I was devastated. All my dreams just seemed like they were gone.
She's still crying over Joe. Y'all Joes do that to us.
The Joe's they talking about is the
And,
crazy
you know,
ones.
it's
You
time
know?
the whole future
I'm
just
one of the good ones.
disappeared, like in an instant. You know, the kids, the dog, the picket fence, you know, it was just like all gone, and I didn't understand why.
She got nothing, not a zilch, zero, but 100 whacked out post-it notes. It was awful. It was heartbreaking.
Joe, I'm home.
And Joe ain't going nowhere. He in the backyard planning on killing you.
Candy Williams doesn't know what hit her. Joe Collier, the love of her life, and the man she planned to marry someday, has suddenly walked out on her and gone back to his ex-wife.
I needed an explanation because I wanted to talk to him. I wanted to hear his voice. I wanted him to tell me personally why he left. And I guess I needed closure. I didn't give up there.
So
I knew
married.
his ex-wife's name from Indiana, right? So
He's
I
married.
looked up her phone number.
Oh, he
Candy
married. He
doesn't
was
get
on
the
vacation.
explanation
All
she'd
right.
hoped for. It turns out that Joe's ex-wife isn't really an ex after all. In fact, the two are still very much a couple.
He had told me that the relationship had been over for years. I was once again blown away. I was pretty much speechless. It was another kick in the shin.
How could something that felt so right have been so wrong? Candy begins to pick up the pieces. That is until Joe crashes back into her life a week later and begs her for a second chance.
What are you doing here? You need to leave. He told me that he made a big mistake, that he can't live life without me.
That'll never happen again.
Right.
She doesn't know what to believe.
I had mixed emotions. I was happy because I missed him. But on the other side, you know, he'd lied to me.
I did. I made a mistake.
Joe has an answer for everything. Candy's anger melts away as she listens to his fears of losing his son in the divorce.
I can see
The
where he was
divorce.
torn
Lord.
between the two loves of his life. You know, his child, and at that point, me.
Can I come in?
Girl.
I was still in love with them, and I couldn't deny that.
Promise.
Joe assures her that from here on out,
Please.
she is truly the one and only woman in his life. This time, Candy's friend Kathy isn't buying what Joe is selling.
After that,
What
Hello,
happened?
Barbara. This is Shirley.
Oh, another woman. Another woman.
No, his wife.
Oh.
Married.
I didn't trust him any further than, you know, I could bowl him. Some people just decide to give up. And Candy doesn't give up on people. I think that she felt like she owed it to herself and to the relationship to, of course, give it another try.
Oh, shit.
Joe does everything he can to make it up to Candy.
Anytime something would go wrong, he knew exactly how far he could go to win back some points.
Looks good.
Candy feels their connection is stronger than ever.
What is this?
So when Joe finally pops the question, Candy is over the moon.
So, what do you say?
I say yes.
Then he tells Candy that he's landed his dream job making 6 figures.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for him. The downside was
Candy, you
the
just
job
made your
was in
decision, girl.
Atlanta.
Candy is willing to make the distance work. Joe leaves St. Pete with her blessing.
So the first week or so goes by and everything's great.
Candy misses Joe, and the distance is starting to take its toll on the relationship.
We always had an excuse, you know, he left his phone in the car, the battery was dead. I just felt like I was being put off a little.
Some days Joe is simply unavailable. It's not long before Candy uncovers something very unsettling.
My first is thinking, well, this ain't right. Something's not right. He ain't talking to me at 1 in the morning. Who is he talking to?
She digs deeper.
He sent flowers to someone, and he didn't send them to me.
Candy
His
wants
next
to talk
victim.
to the woman who got the flowers.
So basically, when he got to Atlanta, he instantly started dating this other woman.
Candy is crushed. This couldn't be happening again.
When I found out about the other woman, I was furious. I wanted to get in my car and drive to Atlanta and have a few words with him. She said to me, "That's it, I'm done. I can't trust him."
Once again, Joe swears that it's over with the other woman in Atlanta and pleads desperately with Candy to take him back.
What about his
I'm
wife?
sorry. You know, I was lonely. I missed you. I was not accepting his apology, nor did I want anything to do with him at this point.
Joe refuses to let her go, and he will do anything to win her back.
One day, my whole yard was decorated with balloons and streamers and a big banner that says, "I'm sorry."
Candy loves baby pigs, but this time Joe has taken it too far. she's also beginning to question Joe's motives. Is this love, lust, or some strange obsession?
He was such a smooth talker. The guy had a story for everything. I mean, we're talking about the type of a guy that could sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves.
Candy longs for the kind of loving relationship they once had. And in a moment of weakness, she decides to take Joe back.
And I pretty much laid it out that if anything ever happened like this again, that was it. That there was no more chances.
No more chances. Let it happen again.
It's Cinco de Mayo and Candy's birthday weekend. But Candy's good friend is in no mood to celebrate. It seems that Joe is at it again. Only this time, he's created a profile on a popular dating website.
A good friend of ours phoned me.
So she took Joe back.
Of course she did.
But you know, he's at it again. They just found him that he has a profile on a dating website.
To let me know that she had found Joe on an internet dating site. And she said he's got a profile set up and he's shopping for chicks. And I said,
Not shopping. Chicks are us, huh?
oh boy.
Candy's girlfriend tries her best to keep the sickening news to herself.
Honestly, I couldn't even look at him. I just wanted to
Oh,
throw
she
up
bought the program?
every time I saw his face that entire day.
In an effort to protect her friend, she breaks the bad news to Candy.
I was like, what did he do now?
After all of Joe's
What you mean,
lies,
what did he do now? You should have
and
took him back after you found out he was married.
Candy
Right.
has finally had enough.
I was not only angry, I was humiliated that I took him back and he did this to me again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I was beyond
Fooled me
done.
3 times. Shame on who?
You're good.
Candy Williams wants
Shit, that's
nothing
3
more to
times.
do with Joe Collier. She realizes that her ex-fiancé is not only a serial cheater, but also a pathological liar.
I was done with Joe, but he wasn't done with me.
Joe barrages Candy with apologies. But this time, she isn't biting.
The phone calls, the emails, the following me. This was a completely different person.
Who's calling me? No one.
The wind.
Candy
the
files a
wind.
restraining order and does her best to ignore Joe,
Both of them.
so the jilted lover ups his game.
Everywhere she would go, he would pop up. We didn't know if he had a tracking device on her car, if he had something implanted in her phone. I mean, it was ridiculous.
One night, Candy goes out with friends to blow off some steam and get her mind off her creepy ex.
I go into the restroom, and as I open the door, Joe is standing right there in front of me. I automatically told him, you need to go. You need to leave me alone.
That's not creepy. You're concerned. Jeez. You could get concerned about your woman, and now you're a psycho.
The one thing Candy wants is for Joe to disappear from her life.
No, this is not.
Unfortunately, he won't take no for an answer.
I love you. God.
Candy has never seen this side of Joe. In
Next time you go out with your friends, I'm gonna follow y'all, and I'm gonna be in the bathroom waiting for you to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's not gonna be creepy at all.
fact, his
Very
behavior is downright scary.
Is this really how you want this?
Not the
Hold
knife.
on, you ain't doing nothing.
Complete panic.
You just pulled out a
Ripped
knife
my arm away,
What's wrong with having protection?
on
and I just ran.
For the first time, Candy is scared to death.
I just yelled at them, Joe's here, I gotta go. I ran to my car, drove home, and barricaded myself into my house.
It was horrible to not know on a daily basis if your friend is going to come home to a man sitting on her couch with a knife, you know, with the whole "if I can't have you, nobody can" speech.
Candy files another restraining order against Joe. At first, it appears he's keeping his distance. That is until Candy begins to get a string of odd messages.
He was having friends send me page-long emails about how Joe was so in love with me and that I should take him back.
Candy
I
suspects
bet you every one of those friends is him.
Yeah, yeah.
Every one of them.
Joe is behind the messages and does her best to block it out. Then she reads something that she
She ain't
can't
got no friends,
ignore.
but needs to be
It was
friends.
just like 2 or 3 sentences saying that Joe had committed suicide. I didn't want to be with him, but I didn't want anything to happen to him.
Needing an explanation, Candy reaches out to Joe's parents.
When I made that phone call, my world was turned upside down again.
It's his wife.
That wasn't his
Who?
parents.
Candy is utterly shocked to learn the real story behind the man who introduced himself as Joe Collier.
That ain't even his name.
His real name is Peter Zimmer. As an infant, he was adopted by a family from Illinois.
Ain't that some trying to put a bad rep on us Joes?
I know, right? Why
Peter.
you picked Joe?
Peter.
It's simple.
At 14, the family moved to a farm in rural Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
He was not happy living that far away from being able to socialize with other kids. Well, at one point, Peter Zimmer told his classmates that he flat out hated his parents and that someday he was going to kill them.
Oh shit.
At that time, it was blown off.
And that's what I'm talking about. You got to have a plan for the future. You know, he knew exactly where he was going, and he worked himself that way.
May 23rd, 1983, Peter decides to act on his homicidal threats.
Oh shit, he killed the parents?
Peter's mother, who is working in the yard, is the teenager's first victim.
Oh my god.
Mrs. Zimmer was stabbed approximately 15 times. That takes a lot of rage. She was dragged face down into a shed, and after laid in the shed, a rosary was placed on top of her.
Next on Peter's list is 10-year-old Perry.
10-year-old?
His innocent
His
little
brother?
brother is
Aw.
shown no mercy.
The most difficult part of the scene was the little boy. The evidence
That's
revealed
why I
that he
can't
put
do
up
no
a fight.
cop. Sorry.
Then Peter heads for his father's gun closet.
He went upstairs and found all the weaponry and laid in wait until the father got home.
A concerned relative calls deputies. When they arrive at the scene, they find a real-life house of horrors.
In the country.
Wasn't a burglary gone wrong type of thing. This was personal.
Peter, the young teenager, immediately becomes the prime suspect. Days later, Peter is arrested in Missouri.
At that time, in 1983, in the state of Wisconsin, juveniles could not be waived into adult court, pure and simple.
Peter shows no remorse. A judge orders him to be locked up until his 19th birthday. In the 1980s, this is the maximum penalty for a minor.
It's horrible that someone could commit this type of a heinous crime, be sentenced to essentially 3.5 years. There wasn't anything we could do about it.
Peter serves his time, and at the age of 19 is released back into society. He wastes no time in changing his name to Jovan, Joe Collier. Joe leaves Wisconsin and manages to hide his tainted past for 20 years.
It's a cute name, babe.
That is,
Repeat that into the mic. Jovan is a cute name for a psycho.
Jovan is a nice name.
until he reconnects with his biological mother. He tells his mother and her husband that his adoptive parents died in a car crash. It's the same line he feeds Candy early in the relationship.
So
She
what happened
believes
to the
him,
daddy?
but Joe's blood relative
He waited for the dad to come home and killed him.
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
Detectives become suspicious
Damn, he took out a whole
and
family.
decide to run a
Damn.
background
How old
check.
he was?
That's when they learn the
15,
horrible
13?
truth.
13.
Joe's parents warn Candy the suicide is likely a ruse. Not only is Joe alive and well, he is also a cold-blooded killer.
First thing that ran through my mind is, how did I not see signs of someone that you were in love with, that you shared the same bed with, you find out is a murderer? I was scared. I mean, really scared.
Girl, Joe look crazy.
Immediately, Candy
Y'all
notifies
just don't want
police.
to see it.
I said, this is serious. I'm in fear for my life.
Police tell Candy that unless Joe is caught committing a crime, there is nothing they can do. Authorities reach out to a local reporter instead to see if they can spread the word about Joe.
The next day, I get a call from the newspaper. The story is out.
With his killer secret exposed, Joe officially ends his campaign to win back his ex-girlfriend.
At this point, he's out for revenge.
In the case of Jovan Collier or Peter Zimmer, when he resents somebody or somebody has wronged him, he lashes out in a very violent way.
He turned into a different person. The cards and emails and stuff kind of took a bad turn down a dark alley. And he said things to her like, I hope you get raped by 10 guys, and that the roof falls in on your head. He threatened to come to her house and burn it down. He threatened to kill her dogs.
So he was telling her all this, and she said, like, what, she didn't say nothing to her friend? Like, oh, so this the friend talking, right?
Yeah.
But,
So she said
so you
something
keep
to
taking
her.
this man back, and he was telling you all this shit.
Horrible things you could say to a person.
The stress is getting to Candy, whose only solace is walking on the beach. On the sunny shores of St. Pete,
Where
the
you met him?
naked pictures Joe took come back to haunt her.
Joe took the pictures, and he proceeded to make this very nice flyer advertising me, had my phone number, my address, and my naked body, which was very humiliating. I was speechless.
Who does that? Who passes out flyers of a naked woman? You know, who walks up and down a road spending your whole day doing that?
The harassment doesn't stop there.
Joe had signed me up for adult sex websites.
Come on, girl, where you at?
No, go. You're at the wrong house.
She would come home and there would be people waiting at her house for her that he had talked to on these fetish sites, expecting unspeakable acts to happen.
Oh my
It was
God!
torturous.
Can you imagine?
Oh, fine. Wow. Good one. Oh, hey, Brooke. Come on in. There's a box for you. Oh.
Candy struggles to maintain her composure, but she finds safety in her classroom of second graders.
Can I open it? Well, I guess I could.
Not in front of the kids, girl. You know who that's
I
from.
just had assumed it was something from the school. When I opened it up, there was a dead pig in the box.
Who would send a dead carcass of Candy's favorite animal? The message is clear.
I took the message as, you're next.
So of course, I mean, what do you think when you get a dead pig? It's sick, it's disgusting, it's crazy, and that's not someone that's right in the head.
Candy is at her wit's end.
At this point, I'm only sleeping 2-3 hours a night.
He was crazy. He was off the deep end, and she needed help. She needed it to stop.
Candy Williams has finally reached her breaking point. She has just learned that her ex, Joe Collier, is a brutal killer. Already a victim of stalking and violent harassment, Candy now fears she might become his next murder victim.
I remember that night. I just remember laying in the corner of my bedroom on the floor in the dark and just holding up my hands and just saying, God, I can't do this. I cannot do this a day more.
She knows that a simple restraining order isn't enough to keep Joe at bay. In a final attempt to protect herself, she meets with the assistant state attorney and pleads her case.
Basically, I'm there 3 hours telling my story.
The prosecutor agrees Candy is in grave danger and Joe must be put away.
She looked up to me and she said, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bump up the charges against him.
Joe is charged with aggravated stalking, which is a felony and carries mandatory time behind bars.
After a warrant was issued for his arrest, Joe skipped town.
Local authorities call on the U.S. Marshals, who quickly make their move.
They had found him in a hotel in Georgia with a new girlfriend.
He is armed, and the gun is stolen.
I didn't do anything.
When they arrested Joe, they found out he was heading back south. In my mind, why is he coming back south with a gun? I'm just very grateful that they got him when they did.
Joe pleads guilty and is sentenced to 3.5 years in prison.
I was really hoping that he would get more like 6 or 7 years, but it was better than nothing.
While Joe is behind bars, a judge imposes an indefinite restraining order, barring him from ever coming in contact with Candy.
This could happen to anyone. This was not, hi, I'm Candy and I'm looking for psychos. What happened to Candy could happen to anyone.
You really need to find out who it is that you're dating and spending time with.
In October of 2012, Joe is released from prison.
We don't know if he's ever going to light the fuse to blow up again.
But Candy refuses to let Joe continue to control her life.
I'm not going to let him change my life. I'm not going to go into hiding, because if I change who I am and the way that I live, then he wins. And he is not going to win. I will not allow it to happen.
Let's guess. He found
Candy was
God.
blinded by love, and it could have cost her her
He found
life.
Jesus in prison.
For a young girl from Greenwich, Connecticut, the intoxicating blush of first love has thrust her into the arms of someone who appears to be her dream guy. She may not be so
That's
lucky.
another story.
When I first saw Derek, I thought he was really cute. Big green eyes.